Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Welcome everybody, guys. Now just a couple of words on the gold market. So you can see that the market is making an attempt to move high, and that mostly stands on the recent speech of the Yellen in the Senate, and most investors and analysts treat this speech as the dovish because Fed has let itself more flexibility in estimating of the moment where to raise the rate, and most analysts think that this is flexible and smooth postponing of the rate hiking period now from the June to the September. Anyway, currently the moment of the rate hiking is the question of the fundamental data. And the major determinants of this data are wage growth, that is in fact indicates inflation, employment, CPI and PPI numbers, although they are lagged indicators of the inflation, consumption. So that is most important currently data for that will have strongest impact on the moment of rate hiking. Of course, other data also is important, such as the gross domestic product, retail sales, but all of them mostly has the strong relation to those that I have mentioned. So, for example, retail sales and the consumption stands in very tight relation. Gross domestic product stands in the tight relation to the retail sales and employment. So these most important, and the major data that Fed will watch for is of course the wage dynamic, because Fed worries on the shy inflation because the wages are not growing, although other data shows improvement while wages are not growing, and the drop in the crude oil prices also is not very supportive for the rate hiking in the short-term period. So anyway, market has treated this as the short-term bearish for the United States dollar comments and some dovish comments, and that's why gold has shown some upward action. Of course, we think that in the current situation, this upside action doesn't look as sustainable. It probably will be short-term and just a retracement of the strong bearish trend that we see right now on the daily chart. And in general, our context stands the same. First of all, today we'll be watching for the possible bearish grabber that could appear here. If it will appear, then we should forget about holding the long position. We should close it, take the profit that we have right now, and be ready for the downward continuation, at least to the taking out of these lows. Okay? If we will get the bearish grabber. If market still will continue to move higher, in this case we should keep an eye on the hourly chart. Recall that we have discussed yesterday that could become the double bottom pattern. Although this retracement yesterday is not very typical for the shape of this pattern, as you can see, market has reached the neckline, shows retracement, and now is making an attempt to pass through it. At the same time, it's difficult to recognize something else here. So maybe this could be the head and shoulders, but it's not very harmonic pattern. It looks a bit skewed. It's not really taking the shape of the head and shoulders. Anyway, currently we probably should keep an eye on the breakout of this area, this weekly pivot point and the neckline. So if market will have sufficient force and power to pass through it and holding about this area, in this case it will keep chance to continue move to the weekly pivot resistance one and to 1230, our short-term target. It's the target of this double bottom pattern. If market will fail here, that in turn will mean that probably we will get the bearish grabber on the daily chart, and in this case we have all chances to return it back down and taking out of these lows. That's why today's session probably will be decisive for short-term perspective of the gold.